New levels of volatility in the Nasdaq. I want to show you how we're measuring that. There's different ways to measuring it, and the VIX doesn't always capture it, and this is using point values to be fair. So back in the pandemic, we saw this spike, and the blue line continues to track new highs, and so you saw this spike back in February of 2020, and then you saw another new spike in March of 2020, and so you see that level at 1605. And this level is the average range of data 2 over the last 15-minute bars. Data 2 is a 1-minute chart. And so the reason I have data 2 and it's hidden is so we can see the long-term picture. You put data 2 as a 1-minute bar hidden. And the way you hide that is you come in here and you double click, go to scaling, and you hide it. Subgraph is hidden. So that way we can see, I have 3 years here and we can see all the way back to the pandemic. I'm going to show you a 1-minute chart and you can't see that. And so going back to the pandemic, once again, 1604. Today we're at 2120. So massive spike in point values as measured by the VIX, not the VIX, as measured by the range. And you don't capture that necessarily in the VIX. Once again, it is point values instead of percentages. So it is still at a very high level. VIX is way down here under 30 today. But you see these point values of the average range of 1-minute bars averaging over the last 15 minutes is over $400 per bar. That's pretty massive. If you compare that to where we were before the pandemic, let's look back here in 2019. You're seeing 6. So roughly 1/3. On any given day. Back here in May of 2019, you're seeing it's actually 1, not 6. Right here, you're less than 1. The blue number is the high value, so 6 would be the high. The highest range since the beginning of this chart was right at 5.88. The averages is the red number, so you're seeing 1s. The average range of 1-minute bars is about $20. So you're seeing $20 and $40 ranges on 1-minute bars. Now you're seeing $400 ranges. You're 10 times higher than you were before the pandemic. And so this calmed down to about 1.5 back here. And so those numbers are 1.5 to 2. Those are more normal. 1.5 to 2, 1.5 to 2, 1.5. This could be a good filter, potentially. Looking at the average range of the last 15-minute bars to see where it is. And potentially you don't want to trade it when that number starts to get, above maybe 3 or 4. See, it goes from 3 there all the way to 12. Then it's back to 7. Then it's back up to, it's 9 and then 21. So you cut off your threshold here. Maybe you don't trade in such high volatility. I'll take a look. I'll have to take a look at how that works. And potentially take a look. So new levels of volatility is measured by averages of 1-minute bars. We can also see this on this chart. This is NQ.D. This is daily session. So it's going to measure it a little bit different. It's not the 24-hour session. Now we're measuring the average range of 1-minute bars on data 1 of the last hour. The average over the last hour on intraday daily bars. And you see the blue line. I want to put this blue line in here because we can't really tell. We have to have some sort of measurement to see how it compares to back here where the new highs were. You see pre-pandemic levels. You get values like this at the open. They are up here at 6, 5, and 6. It's not bad. And then down here towards the end of the day, they're below 2. They drop below 2. And then when you get to the pandemic, let's scroll forward to the pandemic. We are still in May of 2019. So let's fast forward to March of 2020 and see where those numbers are. Keep in mind the blue line right here is 11. So that's the highest value right now. And then we get to March. Let's go to March of 2020. And we are in December, January. Now you can see it. You can just see the values to start ticking higher. February. You see these numbers. The blue line first makes a new high, once again at 21. It's making that new high at 21 on February the 27th of 2020. And then you see March the 2nd of 2020, it's at 34. And then another new high right here on March the 9th at 35. And then another new level here on March the 13th, March the 16th, it's at 43. I believe this is the highest level during the pandemic. Let me continue to scroll. And so 43 is the highest level during the pandemic, 43 points. It is 20%, 25% higher now. So 43 is the highest level in the pandemic. Let's see, the 43 is right here all the way to January the 26th, 2022. And now we're at 54, 25% higher. And so that is something to watch for. To me, the natural trend is still down. We could get a bounce here though. So a lot of money wants to call a bounce here. So we'll see. And then you can see the VIX is just pretty much below 30. Hasn't picked up on any of this. Again, these are point values, but surprised the VIX isn't a little higher. So once again, this is a daily chart, so you can see more history easier. This is 1 minute chart. You can't see more history easier. So wanted to share that with you. Here's the easy language once again. For our 1 minute chart of at NQ.D, we use this easy language. And for our chart with data 1 is daily at NQ, and data 2 is at NQ 1 minute hidden. This is the easy language for that. So one way to quantify volatility in ranges in the Nasdaq. Hey, David Bean here. Welcome to Capstone Trading Systems YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe to join our community of algorithmic traders. We are real money traders. We share our winning streaks, we share our losing streaks, as well as market updates, strategies, and coding tips.